Hello and welcome to another Tinto Talk Wednesday, where we have a look at some of the new features coming to the game we're also very excited about, Project Caesar, or, let's be honest, EU5. Now, before we get into it, thank you all very much for subscribing if you haven't already, and if you haven't already, maybe you should, because I'm trying to get to 30,000 subscribers before another undersea cable is cut between Finland and the rest of Europe, and I will no longer be able to publish videos, because there'll be no bloody internet, but that's in the future. Subscribing is now. Anyway, let's move in to today's video and see what we have. So, this week we're going to be talking about how unions and regencies work in Project Caesar. So, unions. We know already that unions aren't an overlord-underling situation, right? It is more of an equal kind of situation. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this goes. A union is a type of treaty that happens when two or more countries happen to have the same ruler, or when their rulers have a royal marriage. This functions like a defensive alliance in that they will come to each other's help automatically if they're attacked, but laws can be added to them to change how the union works. Okay. When they have the same ruler, or when the rulers have a royal marriage. Royal marriages are now just basic unions? Is that what we're hearing here? Because, cool. Okay. In some previous grand strategy games that we've done, a union was a type of subject, but here they start in a common pact in the form of an international organization where both parties, or partners, or more, at first all start at the same level. That is cool. That is very cool, of course. That's what I was saying earlier. A newly generated union only has the assured defense policy setup, and if you wish to keep the union stable and long-lasting, you need to increase the union integration level by getting more and more centralizing policies. The union integration level describes how centralized the union is through laws and policies. Every member who is present when a centralizing policy is implemented gets its level increased. With the final centralization policy, all junior partners that have the same level as the union get unified by the senior partner. Okay, so how do you become the senior partner? Every member who is present when a centralizing policy gets implemented. So that's how you gain a level. And I guess whoever has the highest level at the end. But then, if you sign a royal marriage with somebody else, if you sign or if you have the same ruler as someone else and you have the same level, all of these centralizing policy implementations, would that not apply to both of them at the same time? So you're always going to have two people at least that are on the same level? Members who join the union later need to catch up on their progress. Okay, so I feel like there must be more to increase it than just these centralizing policies, right? It's got to be. So let's see. What do we have here? So we have the Muscovite Union. Of course, Muscovy has a personal union over a whole bunch of tags. Lovely, I can't even remember what they call it, the Trident there. I'd love to see that. But anyway, the Muscovite Union is led by Grand Prince Ivan Rurikovich. Members leave the union when they no longer have the same ruler. In order to unify the union, every member must have the same integration level as the senior partner. Okay, so how do you become, how does one become the senior partner in a union, is now my question. Members with a lower level must have their integration enforced via Parliament. So this is kind of difficult to make heads and tails of. Is this the centralization effect, or the integration level going up? Muscovite Union started the game with the opinions, estates, stability, legitimacy, and integration level. So this, I think, is the integration level. Or maybe this is like the legitimacy, or like, is this legitimacy? Or crown power? At the top, you can see the union-wide integration level, which is basically a counter for all the centralizing policies. Integration level is at 0. Maybe it will say down here. In order to implement the laws for newcomers, you will have to use the Union Parliament, which represents an assembly of the Union that calls the ruling class estates of all members who have already established laws not implemented yet. Calling the Parliament in the Union works similar to how you call it at the country level. However, the Parliament issue is fixed for it. differently to a regular country parliament. To pass the parliament issue, you need to reach a minimum of 50% parliament support, and to get support for it, you have to bribe one of the 3 ruling estates of any of the countries in the Union. How much support they give depends on their great power score compared to the total of all of the member states that are called in the parliament. In other words, a union that has both France and Normandy in it, bribing France's estates has a significantly higher impact on the result of the parliament than bribing Normandy's estates. That makes sense. It should also be more expensive. Here we have the Quadruple Union, led by King Donjou Caroli. I mean, I say led by, but again, how do you become... I mean, yes, no, it would be led by, right? Because he's... this is the ruler that's in charge of all of the different countries within the Union. Does he have a primary country? I mean, here he has... What I assume... Yeah, that's the flag of Muscovy. So I assume this is showing his primary flag, and this I'm imagining is his dynasty. Okay. So here we have the Parliament agenda. And what do they want? Enforce law implementation. Is that what it's asking to do? I suppose it'll show a, if you hover over it, it'll show what that actually does. But here they have a... oh, wait, no, this isn't France. I think this is, yeah, this is Hungary. And they are the Danjou dynasty, which is also over Naples. So they have here Serbia and Bosnia within their union. And bribing them. Can you see how much it costs here? No, you can't. Okay. Here you have the Parliament of the Hungarian Union with Croatia, which already has 2 centralizing policies implemented, and now has Serbia and Bosnia as newcomers in the Union with an integration level for each of them of 0. The members are sorted by the potential Parliament support. Where can I see Croatia in here? Croatia is not visible. I don't see it anywhere. Okay. There are 3 potential bribes for each member, 1 per estate. Once selected, you have the choice of one of several parliament agendas for that estate. So bribing a state you can do... It's going to cost you like 200 ducats. Goddamn. For Hungary, at least. Increase opinion on Serbia. Okay, so it looks like each of the things are going to cost roughly the same. I mean, these are identical, but I'm assuming it's not going to all be like that. Yeah, these bribe effects actually do look like they're all the same price. Fair enough. But you have different effects that they have on Serbia, so fair enough. Make my vassal, or not my vassal, my union partner lose army tradition. Very cute. Right now, the bribe effect is set to reduce the legitimacy of your country and transfer gold to the target estate, and the cost scales with the integration levels the member state is behind compared to the whole IO, and their great power score compared to the senior partner. Okay, that's fair enough. There are plans to diversify the bribes, though, so each agenda has more unique cost attached to it. That's better. That's what I like. Okay. Once a member's estate is bribed, the country vanishes from the list for that parliament. Okay, so that is why they are not visible here. I assume. Because they're already at a high integration level, maybe? Okay. I do find this somewhat difficult to parse. Like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I'm not used to the UI. And this kind of thing will become second nature after a time. But right now, I do feel like it is a little difficult to parse what exactly is going on. Playing is probably going to fix that. I would certainly assume. I would hope. So, anyway, union laws. We'll dive into the different laws that a union can have. Laws in the PU are separated into 2 categories, centralizing policies and generic policies. Starting with the latter, smaller category, every personal union has the assured defense policy when created, which gives the union its defensive character. It's possible to replace it with 2 alternatives if you wish to have your partners not be involved in your defensive wars. These options are, however, not very popular amongst the AI. Okay. Not be involved in your defensive wars. Why would the AI be unhappy with... Nah, bro. Don't worry about it. I've been attacked, but you don't need to come help me. I don't know why I did a Boston accent, but whatever. Like, Why would they be unhappy about that? Surely they would be happy about not being required to help in defensive wars. Unless it's, I'm not going to help you in your wars. But that's not how this reads. So, I don't know. Okay. Vote for possible offense. Well, let's continue the controversy train that we've had in the past couple of videos and say, you spelled offense wrong. I know, they're doing the American thing. It is what it is. But still, I would have preferred British English. In order to survive, the Union must thrive through conquest and growth of their own power. Each member may be allowed to call in the other members in times of war. So, costs you money, but members can be called in to join offensive wars always. Okay. Bohemian Union offensive is enacted. Nobility, clergy, and burghers' estate of all opponents of the resolution lose estate satisfaction. Fair enough. And starting the debate costs prestige and crown. Is this crown power or is it legitimacy? I think legitimacy does exist, so it's probably legitimacy. I mean, legitimacy definitely exists. We saw it here. It would be nice if, say here, we've got 194, ducat symbol. And here it's saying legitimacy. But if this is legitimacy, then they're using the symbol. So maybe they need to have like some kind of personal union when it comes to use of symbols or text, right? They need to have some kind of unity. Either use text or use symbols. Or use both at the same time. But I do think there is a little bit of a disconnect. The offensive counterpart only has one policy, though, which allows you to call Union partners into offensive wars if they were allies. The final generic policy is the one about the Union contribution. As you've noticed, the aforementioned policies mention that the Union needs to have a certain amount of gold. With the Union contribution policy, the treasury in the Union will be established where each member has to pay in. Okay, that's cute. I like that. So every month the following transactions are made. Bohemian Union pays nothing, but it's 100%, but will be this? Or pays, is this who gets the money, actually? No, it isn't. Oh, yeah, no, it is, because the Union is what gets the money, right? And then the Kingdom of Bohemia and County of Luxembourg are paying into the Union. Okay. The numbers of actual payments are still subject to change. The gold in the Union Treasury is right now used to enact policies in the Union or to call in the Parliament. Moving on to the centralization policies, the first and probably the most important one is the policy of establishing a de facto senior partner of the Union. Okay, this is what I was asking for before. This should have been on the bloody top, because I didn't. It was kind of important to note this. Senior part is the de facto leader of the personal union, so the Parliament is called by it. It's also the member that can propose centralizing policies. The AI member with the highest great power score will try to enact this policy. The main policies revolve around standardizing the succession law, the government reforms and laws, the estate privileges, the cultures and languages of the members after the senior partner ones. Finally, there is the unification of crowns policy, which finalizes the centralization and lets the senior partner annex every junior partner who has the same integration level as the union itself. That's really freaking cool! We have gone from personal unions being this ephemeral kind of crap that nobody frickin' understands in EU4. And if you tell me that you understand how personal unions work in that game, I don't care, because it doesn't matter. It's stupid. But essentially, we've gone from that kind of ridiculous system where personal unions kind of just, oh, nice, I got one. Or, I marry somebody that doesn't have an heir, and somehow that means that I get it because I have higher prestige or something, but there's also other modifiers that are completely hidden that impact who gets personal union, blah, 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 blah. And it's stupid, and it's annoying, and it's awful, and I don't like it. And we've got a HRE-style system, right? Personal unions are now basically HREs, where you have succession laws. You're passing these reforms to try and get people in your union to a certain level, and then you can click the, what is it? Not Ordinance Proviso, that's a government reform. The one that annexes everyone. I don't know what the HRE reform is called. But no, that's really cool. That is a massive upgrade. This is turning a part of EU4 that is bad and nobody likes, and I don't care if you're the exception, whatever, good for you. Turning a part of the game that nobody likes into an actual system. There's mechanics, there's gameplay, there's something to do with this system now instead of nothing. So yeah, fantastic. Oh, and I tell a lie. People do obviously know how personal unions work in EU4, because the way they work is you play Austria and you use your mission tree to just gain PUs, because that's how that works. Anyway, no, that's dumb, and this is awesome, and I like this a lot. This is a colossal improvement. Like, just colossal. Anyway, regencies also exist. They occur when a government has no legitimate ruler and is instead led by a regent. Usually it's caused when the heir selection produces no valid heir, or when the heir is a mere child. In a monarchy, the consort may become the regent, but otherwise is a character associated with the most powerful estate, or even the overlord. The regency persists until a proper ruler is restored. Okay, so I can say I'm playing England, and Wales is my vassal, and Wales goes into a regency because it doesn't have an heir, doesn't have a consort, whatever. And we're talking about vassal, but let's pretend that it's not a personal union. I don't know what it is at the start of the game. But I can, as England, have my ruler be Wales's regent. That's really cool. That's super duper cool. Okay. That's at least how I understand this. If you can read it in a different way to make it not that, then let me know. But either way, that's cool. I like that. Type of regency you get depends on several different factors, but the game goes in the order listed below and picks the first valid one for a monarchy. Okay, this is like the fifth. It's like the fifth most popular one. Okay. If the noble's estate has more than 33% of the power, a character from the noble estate will be assigned as a regent, and make the nobles happier makes other estates less happy. Clergy estate has more than 33% of power, blah blah blah, it's exactly the same. If the burghers have 33% of the power, okie dokie. If the peasants have 33% of the power, okie dokie. So if basically they're all at 25%, then the overlord can become the regent. When a country is a subject that has no ruler, the overlord's ruler may instead rule it as a regent. The subject will of course get a loyalty boost as long as the overlord's ruler is controlling it. Is there any effect on the people? Is there any effect on the integration status? Because I assume vassals will probably work in a different way to EU4 and probably have more of a this kind of system, maybe? At least that's the assumption. But that would be really cool. This would be really cool. Consort. When the ruler of a monarchy dies when the heir is still a child, the consort may rule the country instead of a regent. That's cool as well. Like, consort regencies is what we have as, like, our default in EU4, and here they're, like, the 6th most prevalent. Make stability go up a bit during the regency. Cool. Subject regency. When a country is an overlord and has no ruler, a powerful subject's ruler may instead rule it as regent. All subjects will be slightly less loyal, though. That's cool. I like that as well. Interregnum happens when a country has no ruler. A temporary provisional administration will lead it until an official ruler gets appointment, which can be quick or take a long time. And this is EU4, how, Poland starts the game. Or Hungary starts the game. I think both. Maybe also Bohemia. Basically, they had a big all-personal union. The guy died at the Battle of Varna. And that's why they start in interregnum. Election administration. When a republic has no ruler, the temporary one is assigned to rule it as regent until an official election can be held. We also have unique regencies like judicial conclave, the Mamluk succession, papal conclave, fratricide succession, which we're going into more detail in the relevant Tinto flavor talks. Cool. Very cool. Extended regency. If you feel that your heir is just too incompetent and your current regent is really great, you can extend the regency by 5 more years at a mere cost of 20 legitimacy. There's also the chance, though, that the regent has had enough and attempts to seize power. Cool. Alright. And next week we're looking at diseases. Alright, I really like everything that we saw today. I was a little bit skeptical when I was up here and like, okay, but how is bro the senior partner? How is this happening? Like, if everyone's at the same level, then how does you get the blah 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 blah? But then they explained it a little too late. Honestly, this probably should have been, kind of a lot higher. Yeah. How did you get a senior partner? Like, that should have been at the top. Anyway, but then when that was explained, everything kind of fell into place as something really cool. So I'm of the opinion that is great. I'd like to know your thoughts too, though. So do leave them in the comment section below. Especially if you disagree with me and you want to call me all sorts of names, this should be spelled with an S. It shouldn't. But that kind of let me know in the comments below. And I will see you guys on Friday for the Tinto flavor of the Kingdom of Mali, and we'll get to learn all about Mansa Musa and how he affects that country, I would assume. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Toodaloo. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.